So Black Ops 7 Endgame, chat. We never heard too much about this yet, so I'm curious if they did like a full-on blog post about it. Yesterday we reacted to the multiplayer stuff for Black Ops 7, but today we're gonna be reacting to the Endgame shit. Let's see. This is a video by Ink TV. Original video will be in the top link in the description. Please go support the original content creator, and let's get right into it, everybody. Let's go. Let's see what's up.
I actually recorded a couple of days ago, but we got some.
Oh shit! Hold up. Let me turn it up.
Call it that. About
on
campaign
here
and about the end game.
I got you guys.
When things are going to be happening. So at a couple points throughout this video,
there we go.
You're going to see me talk about when I think things are going to happen. As it turns out, we actually know when things are going to happen. And what I mean by that is on Monday, we are going to be getting some sort of dev talk about campaign and about endgame. I would also assume probably a trailer. I would also assume a blog post, probably all coming on Monday. Maybe they'll spread it throughout Monday, Tuesday. We know that on Sunday, we are
I'm legitimately curious for more details on Endgame because it sounds super interesting and it might be really cool.
Going to be getting a story explained, trailer or teaser, as well as a blog post for that. However, what I would recommend is today, probably a little bit later today, on Ink Slasher, I have the full Black Ops story timeline going up over there. It's a long one. I've been working on it hard. But for this video, we are going to be checking out a video by DK Dynamite about everything that we currently...
Dude, wait, what? Wait, that's crazy. Wait, I didn't realize this was going to be a reaction of a reaction. This is how you know I don't pre-watch shit. Wait, hold up, chat. Yo, wait, this, I also always react to DK Dynamite, so this is gonna be funny as fuck. Oh, and react to a reaction of a reaction, bro. Let's go.
We are gonna be checking out a video by DK Dynamite about everything that we currently know about Endgame, so you'll kind of know what you'll be looking at going into that big reveal on Monday. So,
bro, that is so funny.
Enjoy it. If I talk about what I think is gonna happen, we actually know when these things are gonna happen. You'll see what I mean.
Let's see it.
A video here by DK.
This is crazy.
Dynamite, going over gameplay demo, endgame reveal, early access, and what happened. Now, traditionally, DK is a pretty positive dude when it comes to Call of Duty. There's some negative things that I have to say about this. You'll see what I mean as we dive through. But let's.
Well, he's a news channel, right? That's what DK is not. He's not going to talk about his personal bias about things. He's here to deliver what's the Call of Duty updates, you know what I mean, and condense it and simplify it and then get it to the people, which is what the news is supposed to actually do. But obviously in real life, it doesn't do that. But he rarely gives his actual opinion. He might say like, oh, I like this, but it's like, if you can just brush that off, you know it's biased, you know what I mean?
Go in, let's break it down, and let's see what's going on here.
And say, I can't believe we're doing this.
I will say DK's thumbnails are probably one of the best in the game. We'll probably use part of it.
Yes, more DK. I love DK, dude. Every single time we react to a DK Dynamite video, I say chat recording. I glaze the fuck out of DK Dynamite, dude. I am telling you, it's not even close when it comes to news channels for Call of Duty. It's literally not even close.
Whoever does his graphics and everything absolutely kills it.
Everybody, this is DK Dynamite, and I think it's time I make this video.
Ig, turn it up!
2 weeks away from the full launch of Black Ops 7,
turn it up!
This is pretty much his thumbnail.
Marketing for a pretty big experience that.
Okay, so
turn up the
so combat rating. So you're gonna see this screen here and be like, whoa, this looks familiar. This looks like Modern Warfare Zombies. And that's because that's what...
I'm going to call this out right now. I'm manifesting this. Ink Slasher. Mr. Ink TV. Mr. Ink Slasher. Comment down below on my video if you end up ever seeing this. Comment down below if you would want to do like a dual reaction one day, just like this. You know what I mean? Where like your face is up there, mine is down here, and we react to some bullshit. You know, about Call of Duty or whatever. I would love to do that. I'm just manifesting. I'm putting it out there. I would absolutely love to do that. I think it'd be hilarious because you're so like stoic and so like non-emotional about things, and I'm very emotional about things. So I think it'd be funny.
Is rumored to be. So first of all, this is
just
the
putting it out
map.
there, chat.
This is like the combat rating as you level up. You become stronger, and then boss nearby. I don't know what is going on with that, but maybe he'll fill us in.
This looks weird.
marketing for a pretty big experience that a lot of people out there probably aren't going to know exists until you start seeing YouTube videos about it, and that is the co-op endgame. Definitely stay tuned. Now, before we jump into the campaign, speaking
He says to definitely stay tuned to every single video.
which I do want to remind you guys about the free trial for Black Ops 6, which actually kicks off tomorrow as of recording this video. So from October 28th to November the 3rd, there's going to be Now, I also wanted to mention real
we don't
quick,
need to listen to that.
20 Skirmish. This is a game mode that's already been announced for Black Ops 7 multiplayer. And
oh yeah, so this is where I don't think he'll say anything negative. Apparently this mode's cheeks. Apparently,
yeah. He could have said that in prior reactions. He's heard that it's really bad. We haven't seen any true gameplay of it, but let's see what he says.
Really bad, and it's not getting any post-launch support, which is kind of hilarious. That's a leak, but from what we have heard, the 20v20 mode just doesn't really flow very well. Maybe they were trying to compete with Battlefield, and they're like, yeah, this just isn't good as Battlefield.
They can never do these big modes correctly. Everybody will always point out MW 2019 Ground War, which even though I hate MW 2019, I do think that Ground War was the best they've ever done a bigger type mode like that, by far, was in MW 2019. Cold War had Fire Team, which is not the same thing as this, so we can't really count it. And then that was really about it, right? I think some other games had some bigger modes. But then if you remember, like MW3 had War, and they only added like one new map and game thing for it. And War was pretty cool, but they just never had any post-launch support for it because probably nobody really cares. The thing about Call of Duty is that Call of Duty is Call of Duty, right? Like, imagine if Battlefield just started investing a bunch of time into that, like, smaller mode. People would be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Why would you do that?
And apparently during the DLC Season 1, Season 2, we're not getting any more of this, which lines up with what we've already seen with Season 1 with the...
Which, honestly, I'm so down for that to be the case. Like, I don't want them to take time away from the other shit that people want to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Roadmap, it's all 6v6 maps, like 8 6v6 maps. Well, 7, and then Slay Jacked, which is Christmas Hijack.
In the BO7 Direct just a few months back, the mode itself will take place in bigger spaces cut out of Avalon. There's Mission Edge and Mission Tide. You can also see images of these maps in the giant graphic confirming what every multiplayer map is for the launch of BO7. I do think at one point in time we were supposed to play this mode during the beta, but something clearly changed, and we're gonna have to wait until the launch.
Something clearly changed. What changed is it sucks. Oh, by the way, I should have said this in the intro.
Okay, I'm ready.
There's two thought processes as to why the end game marketing is what it is. It's one of two things. Either
it's ass or either it's great, right?
They think the campaign and end game is bad, so they're hiding it from us. That's option one. Option two is it's actually really good, and it's kind of gonna kind of be like the wait there's more moment, maybe right before launch or something like that. It's one of the two, and we don't know what it is yet. From what I have heard, leaks wise, the campaign isn't the best story wise. However, apparently Endgame is. So that's what Ghost of Hope said. He said the story for the campaign isn't great, but the story for Endgame is. So I don't know if they kind of like even each other out.
Yeah, I don't know. But what horrible pause. Horrible pause again. Better pause. MW3. I think everybody has PTSDs from PTSDs. PTSDs nuts. No, PTSD from the latest MW3's campaign. Right? Because that campaign, people were like excited for the sequel to MW2, and it ended up being the worst campaign in Call of Duty history. And by far, too. Like, it wasn't even close. So, you know, I think I'm a little concerned for the story, too. We'll have to see about gameplay, though, because honestly, the gameplay in Modern Warfare 3's campaign with the open combat missions, gameplay-wise, it was kind of fun. It's just the story sucked balls. So yeah, we'll have to. I am kind of curious. We'll have to see it.
There.
Window to actually jump into it. Now, when it comes to 20v20, I do expect that they'll probably update this mode with additional LTMs, as they did Fire Team with Cold War.
Oh no! Oh no!
I don't think they're going to.
I'll probably add in other maps and other cutouts from Avalon.
Apparently not.
Other spaces entirely, depending on the reception.
Oh yeah, so this is Avalon.
Day one. If it's well received and it's considered the big ground war of Black Ops 7, then you could definitely expect more content throughout the year. But as confirmed in a recent interview with Charlie Intel and Treyarch, they're probably not going to update this mode if nobody out there continues to play it. But
And I don't think they will. I think it'll be a dead mode.
speaking of Avalon, and to clear things up real quick,
Yeah, for
that
sure.
locale will be included in the regular co-op campaign, and you'll probably visit Avalon a couple of different times in a few different missions. But to make things clear,
So from what I understand, and again, we haven't seen gameplay, Avalon is going to be, think of your safe house, but instead of a safe house, you have a safe city. So Avalon,
What the fuck?
where your safe house is. The area around it is an open world. And unlike the campaign last time where there was just like one puzzle inside this one safe house, you have your safe house and then you can branch out of there, complete missions and maybe level up your safe house. That part I don't fully understand, but
That would be so sick if that's true.
that's kind of what it sounds like. Again, they haven't showed us
co-op
anything.
campaign isn't an open world experience. There are still 11 linear missions that you could play with your friends, similar to what you were able to do in World at War and Black Ops 3's co-op campaigns. Now, I feel like any day now, we could still end up getting a dev talk or an intel drop talking more.
It's the same kind of thing that we should get a dev talk or there. I would hope that there's a dev talk on campaign.
About campaign.
It is weird that they just really haven't said anything about it. Yo, I also want to say Warzone or Raven needs to address the skill-based matchmaking in Warzone. They need to address that still. They still haven't addressed that. Because I'll say it again. If they still have the same matchmaking system in Warzone when Warzone launches, it's dead. They literally just killed the game. Because if Black Ops 7 doesn't have it, but Warzone does, well then why would anybody play Warzone? Everybody's gonna play multiplayer. You would have, and that, like Warzone's already hanging on by a thread. Like people have no trust, no faith, no hope at all for Warzone, right? So they need to make that announcement. I mean, maybe they just don't want to market it because BO7's launching and they want to focus on the BO7 stuff, and maybe they'll do it in the next month at some time. But that needs to be announced. That needs to be announced, and ASAP, in my opinion. Because you will have effectively, officially, finally put the nail in the coffin for Warzone if you don't change the matchmaking to what multiplayers is, aka skill is minimally considered.
Even the skirmish mode for multiplayer, and especially endgame. Now, none of that's been confirmed or teased in a recent BO7 blog, so maybe those dev talks aren't actually coming, but I'll cross my fingers for that. Now, with the 11 linear missions that we're going to be able to play in the BO7 campaign, there is a beginning, middle, and end. To make things clear, the endgame mode that we're about to talk about is not the final mission of the campaign and is instead a separate mode and experience that you're going to be unlocking, similar to when we got Nocturne and
From what I understand, when you complete the campaign, you will go straight into endgame, kind of like you did with zombies, and then it'll be kind of its own mode afterwards.
after beating the World at War campaign. But from what's been explained thus far, we of course have the 4 main characters that you're going to be able to play as in the co-op campaign. If you choose to play solo, then you could do that. It's just going to spawn in some bots as the other characters. And once you go ahead and finish the campaign, there's going to be a continuation of that story, as I believe we're going to be tracking down and taking out the guild over in the big Avalon space. Now, something you guys probably noticed, which I brought up on the recent podcast as well, is that they didn't end up releasing any early gameplay of the Black Ops 7
Which is weird.
Typically
Yep.
around late summertime, so a Gamescom or another game.
Even during MW3, they showed off one mission, you know what I mean?
Ended up dropping, I want to say, 6 to 10 minutes of footage of one of the levels of the upcoming Call of Duty campaign.
Every year.
And
Every
we just
single
didn't
year.
get that this year. I get it. It's a co-op experience, maybe because of spoilers or because of different styles of
No.
gameplay in the campaign. Maybe it just isn't presentable in the same
Like I said, either Unreal or Cheeks, one of the two.
way that previous campaigns were. Obviously, I'm a bit worried about that, as I'm sure many of you guys are, because if they're confident in this experience, they probably would have showed a bit more about it by now.
That's
But in
like
all
the most
fairness,
negative thing I've
reveal
ever
It's concerning.
heard of
7
said.
was pretty late.
No,
I mean,
DK, no, DK does say some. He doesn't say negative things, but he says he'll be concerned or the community will be concerned. Like he says stuff like that a lot when it comes to certain things. Yes, is the overall positive person. Yeah, because he's a news channel. He doesn't want to just fucking make people sad.
we
But
didn't get the full gameplay showcase of MP and Zombies.
to be
until-
fair, Ink probably doesn't watch nearly as much DK Dynamite as I do. So
mid-August. So maybe they're just a bit behind schedule with how they're going to market this campaign. We could still get some footage released in the coming weeks.
I still need to say this.
How they're going to
I know people have already mentioned this
campaign. We could still,
but that's the MW3 anime or MW2 anime calling card, right? That's totally just a reuse asset.
How they're going to market this campaign.
Hold up.
We could still.
Fuck, I can't get the. But you know, that totally is, right? Or maybe it's some version of it. It looks exactly like it.
While I was editing this, I also feel like they almost can't market Endgame either.
I know people have already mentioned that,
but the campaign first, which would emphasize it is a normal campaign.
Yeah, so what he's saying here is very true, and also what I think he's going to miss is like spoilers. Like if this is Endgame and it has something to do with the campaign, you're going to spoil the campaign by showing Endgame. It's really weird.
That's actually so true.
That supports co-op play. People could see Endgame footage and be like, wait a second, the whole campaign's open world. It's over. The entire campaign's an open combat mission from MW3, even though when you look at Cold War and BO6, Raven absolutely crushed it with the open world-like elements that those campaigns offer.
I disagree with that. You play the open world mission in Black Ops 6 once, and it's enough. Like you play it again, it's the exact same thing every single time. It's different, and the first time I played it, it was okay.
Yeah, he's talking about the MW3 open combat. I said they did it pretty well, which I still think it's good, but I do agree that it's not what it could have been, you know. But I think if you just want to look at like what a Endgame could look like, it kind of, you know, you could see that it might be fun.
But you play it more than once and it's like, okay.
And in the case of BO7, I think Treyarch actually worked quite a bit on Endgame, whereas Raven probably focused more on the 11 linear missions.
Maybe.
But most importantly, I think a lot of people want to hear a lot more about Endgame, the experience you unlock after beating the campaign, which, let me break it down for you guys, is simply a PvE experience that, yes, you could play solo if you want, but you're going to be in squads of 4. If you play solo, I'm assuming it forces you to...
I'm hoping you can turn squad fill off and still be in this world of 32.
With 3 other randoms. If not, maybe it just allows you to play by yourself while there's going to be other squads in the big world of Avalon with you. Yes, you'll have access to the entirety of the Avalon space, whereas you only have access to like little fractions of it within some of the campaign missions, some of the multiplayer maps that we saw within Black Ops 6 and we'll get within BO7. But Endgame is not the final mission of the campaign. It is a 32-player open world extraction-like mode. I say like because there isn't a backpack or an inventory like in DMZ or Modern Warfare Zombies, but there is an exfil system that's...
It's a good point he makes there. I don't know whether or not there's a backpack system or not. I don't think there is. I think he's actually right here. I think, like, unlike DMZ where you go in and loot things, I think the goal is to go in and level up. And you'll see if he shows it again. There's one point where
it's not an extraction shooter, right? It's something different, which is weird
in the character.
When you think about it.
Shoot someone and like this credit pops out of him. I think that is what you collect. Interesting.
Really important for your
that is interesting to think about.
So here are the few details that Treyarch have confirmed to us, both at the Treyarch event that content creators attended and during the BO7 Direct. Endgame is a proving ground that serves as a culmination of everything you learned throughout the campaign, but turned on its head. It's a social experience where you and your squad need to master abilities and survive overwhelming odds, whereas you break the rules of what you thought a campaign could be.
Whatever that means.
Your squad of 4, whether you queue in solo and find
PR language, basically.
Randoms, or you queue in with your friends, whereas there'll also be 28 other players in the match that you're in, making it a 32-player endless server as they've described. Now, instead of a backpack or...
I don't think it's endless. I think there's a time limit. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not endless.
Inventory, your operator you spawn in as will have a level. You can get up to level 60 on a specific operator, and you can create as many operators as you'd like to bring into this mode, kind of similar to the operator selection from DMZ or MW3, except you won't have to buy bundles to actually get more operator slots. You can just keep equipping and creating new...
See, bro, straight up, I have to say this. I feel like if MWZ or, you know, like this shit from MW3's not like this open world outbreak shit, if this was out and round base was out, I think it would be cool. I really like, it was just the fact that this was the only thing that was cringe to me. But I look at this, I'm like, you know, I kind of wouldn't mind playing that again, you know? But it's just because it was the only thing, and people want round-based zombies, not this shit. You know what I'm saying?
To actually get more operator slots, you can just keep equipping and creating new...
See, this is like the kind of thing like I don't understand. Like with Modern Warfare Zombies, there was still an inventory. There was like Pack-a-Punch, and like you progressed in an individual game. I don't know how. Like this is the problem. Is like nobody knows. Even the way he's explaining it, I don't think that's 100% confirmed.
Yeah, like what is the game? He's right. Like yeah, what is the gameplay loop of Endgame? What's gonna make you want to keep playing it? Right. That's actually a really good point.
Like I don't think the no backpack is 100% confirmed. I don't think the endless is confirmed at all because I don't think it is endless. But it's really weird we haven't heard anything
into this mode. Not sure how you level up the operator. I'm assuming it's just as simple as beating some of the 11 co-op missions and just playing long enough in endgame and exfilling successfully with your squad. Now, as you level your operators up, you'll gain access to new abilities and skills that are needed to take out some of the tougher bosses in some of the higher tier zones, as we'll get to. We saw some footage from the direct showing riot shields, specialist-like abilities, and of course, even the boost jump. Now, if your whole squad dies, the character you're playing as will lose all progress, which will put you back to level 0. But if you have other operators...
See, that's what I'm curious about. Does it throw you back to level 0, or is it like Modern Warfare Zombies where there's tiers? So say, for example, you're level 60. And maybe if you die, it takes you back to level 30. And then if you die again, it takes you back to level 15. And then if you die again, it takes you back to level 7. And then it takes you back to 0 or 1 or whatever. Again, we don't know.
Already leveled up.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this?
You can just equip them and then
now I'm kind of into it. Now I want to know too. Now we need that dev talk immediately, bro.
Fresh match. Now, with how crazy this sounds, I think a lot of people out there would prefer if we got campaign early access so that before you even worry about the multiplayer of zombies and eventually Warzone,
go back.
You can just focus on
the thing dropping yeah, that thing you saw about right.
Everyone wanted early access, but we're not getting it. It's now confirmed we're not getting campaign early access unless they shadow drop it, which I don't think is going to happen now.
No shot.
How crazy this sounds, I think a lot of people out there would prefer if we...
Watch this. Watch this character over here, this one he's about to kill.
Yeah,
watch this.
About the little blue orbit drops, right?
Access, so
boom, dead. See that little glowing thing that pops out
what
there?
What is that?
I think that's some sort of XP credit, something to level up your character. I don't know.
Before you even worry about the multiplayer or the zombies,
it like stays suspended in the air. That's weird.
Campaign, beat that.
You saw that chat recording?
Mode, which sounds like its own.
Dude, I'm never gonna get used to not saying chat. Oh my god.
Campaign in and of itself, but as Treyarch described, is relatively similar to the experience that we had in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, with a pinch of Blackout sprinkled on top as well. So we saw a little
with a pinch of Blackout.
In the
weird
direct footage. We know there's going to be these ritual-like areas that you can explore, and you can also tell the skybox color changes depending on the zone that you're in. They've confirmed for us there's going to be a tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4 zone, which sounds a lot harder than...
Like it's so weird. Like
Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, which only had 3 tiers, starting from 1 to 3. They've also teased
it is very strange
world bosses, but they didn't elaborate too much on that. I'm assuming some of the tougher enemies that we've seen in BO6 and 7 Zombies will end up making some appearances through objectives that we have to complete. And it honestly sounds very similar to the faction or act mission structure that we saw in DMZ and then Modern Warfare Zombies, where on screen you'll see objectives that you can choose to do, and if you continue to do them, then you'll progress farther into the story and unlock a certain set of rewards. I think a big question I also have is, let's say you beat the campaign on a PlayStation, but then log in onto your Activision ID through Battle.net.
So one thing I really do hope that they take into account here is...
let me hear it.
These type of game modes need to be playable solo. Arc Raiders...
Yes! True.
...has done an amazing job of making sure that all of their missions and everything that you can do in the sandbox that they've created is doable solo.
Facts.
Modern Warfare Zombies did a kind of crappy job of it, but
Modern Warfare Zombies did a terrible job of that.
But all of the missions,
that shit was not fun solo.
You could absolutely do solo. It was when you got into like the more advanced Easter eggs that you needed a team or a squad, but there was ways to do it solo. And I hope they take that into account, because I think a lot of like for example, zombie players, they like doing the Easter egg solo, and they're doable solo.
Yeah.
And they like camo grinding solo. But if that's not viable because of your tiered zones, you can't complete them solo, that's going to end up being a problem for this mode. I've said it before, I'll say it again. For a game to be good, it has to be good solo, and it has to be even better with a team.
True.
Like, the team should only like enhance the social aspects. It shouldn't be only possible with the team. I think that makes sense.
He's spitting.
Will you still have access to endgame? I'm assuming you will, considering even though you beat the campaign on a different platform, the mode itself is unlocked on your Activision account. Now, something we also need more context on, which was told to us creators at a Treyarch event back in August, is that at some point after launch, I'm assuming Season 1, they're going to open up the end.
Dude. I needed to be there at that event. I couldn't go to that event. I needed to be there because I would have asked so many goddamn more questions about this endgame.
Game mode to everybody. This
makes
makes
sense,
sense
like,
considering the mode itself is going to get support and extra content.
Yeah.
Why you said that so corny? That's my bad.
For the first
so
3
don't want it
seasons.
to be this case where people out there just feel left out of a seasonal update that Endgame is getting because they didn't beat the 11 linear co-op missions. So it's going to be a case of just getting ahead while you can. If you could beat
The interesting thing though is with this, I bet you it increases the amount of people that play the campaign.
the campaign, you'll be
True, that's
more
actually a
prepared
great
for
point.
Endgame, but it's not going to be a prerequisite for the whole game's life cycle. But what's also interesting is that Charlie Intel got confirmed in an interview that Endgame is meant to have at least 3 seasons of support. So we're going to be seeing updates to this mode throughout the live seasons. And funny enough, that kind of lines up when the same map, Avalon, is also meant to get reused for Blackout.
I'm pretty sure it's this is interesting what he's saying, but I'm pretty sure it's season 2 reloaded where we're going to get Blackout.
This
I
is going to be an
think.
exclusive Warzone experience.
That's the current theory.
that we
They
need to
said, I think
play
they said during season 2, which people assume is season 2 reloaded.
Season
Yeah,
2.
season
so
2.
they're already going to be playing around with this map through Endgame. They're going to be updating it. This mode will also serve as like the space that you probably want to jump into if you're going for the campaign camos. And it'll also be campaign weekly challenges, which is where Endgame also comes in as the mode that you're going to want to play for that. But since Blackout is using the same map, this gives everybody the opportunity to really get familiar with the entirety of Avalon as one big locale. And they're probably going to reuse a good amount of content and assets from Endgame for what's going to be this Blackout-inspired mode coming at some point, I want to assume in February. And the last thing I'll end with is that I feel like Zombies players are really going to eat this up. I made a dedicated open world Zombies video about, I want to say a month ago, that I'll leave linked down below, where I go more in detail about how this is essentially a new iteration of Outbreak, just a little bit
I mean, it kind of is.
different, and honestly sounds like a true spiritual successor to Modern
This isn't the same as Outbreak, DK.
No, it's not the
War for
same.
Zombies.
He's saying
I mean,
it's.
we're
He's saying it's like it. You know what I mean? He's saying it's like it. You know.
a bunch of weapons, right? Which you can
It's
hear being
not,
fired
but-
in the Black Ops 7 Direct. And the presence of zombies alone also flashes memories of Blackout, where you might be walking around and see a mystery.
Dude, way more akin to Modern Warfare Zombies with robots. Like that's like, and like there were soldiers in there.
Yeah.
Like, way more like not Outbreak. No.
Box or a zombie boss. Maybe you find the wonder weapon. There'll be secrets to uncover, and I'm assuming side Easter eggs that really boost the replayability of this mode. I just feel like when it comes to Zombies fans in particular, they're gonna be real busy with Ashes of the Damned, Dead Ops Arcade 4, Survival, and the grind just in those modes alone. So they probably won't see Endgame or jump into it until a little while after launch. But as a reminder, folks, I'll be covering this mode day one as I do go ahead and unlock it after beating the campaign. And then once Endgame is unlocked, we'll slowly chip away at it while simultaneously covering Ashes of...
Yeah, like honestly, the way that I'm probably gonna work through is I'm gonna go to New Zealand for the 13th. We're gonna stream
Same.
that campaign first thing in the morning.
Same. Bro, I'm taking the flight, dude. We might be on the same flight.
Go through the whole thing. Stream it both on YouTube and Twitch. Beat it. I'll go make an ending explained video, and I'm gonna hop back on stream at night, and then we're gonna grind endgame all night. And probably the day after that, the 14th, then we'll hop into multiplayer after I've beaten all the endgame missions, because then I'm gonna probably make an ending explained for endgame, the ending of endgame. And like that's kind of like where we'll go. After that, then we'll look for Easter eggs and all
Makes
that,
sense,
and we'll be
makes sense.
streaming tons. And
Makes sense.
it's gonna be interesting. It's just super weird. Like it might suck. It might suck.
Damned, which will also bring
I'm
through
definitely
a
concerned that this whole campaign and endgame shit is just going to be horrible, but
plethora of different Easter eggs to cover.
Who knows? We'll
That is
see.
about it. This has been DK Dynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. With how big the endgame expansion
We're like 6 days
does
away,
sound,
so-
are you guys hoping for more marketing in the coming weeks? Are you okay with this being more of a secretive experience that we're going to be getting after beating campaign? Also, let me know down.
Like yeah, and that's the other option too. Is maybe they want this to kind of be the zombies moment. Like you complete the campaign and then like holy crap, there's more. Maybe they don't want to market it at all. I don't know. It's weird.
that's an interesting point. I don't know either. This is so I think I don't know, man. I think we're just so burned by this shit that we're just scared. Everybody's just scared that it's gonna suck.
Below your thoughts on this extraction-like experience, even though there's no inventory. With that being said, really hope you enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.
I wonder if they've maybe changed how this mode is going to work too, because the no inventory thing just it sounds a little bit weird to me, and like I don't totally know if that's the what they're aiming for. I don't know. I can't wait to see, and I hope I kind of hope Ghost of Hope is right, where this like end game story is unreal. I would love that, and I would love if they can continue it, and because story.
But I mean, who wouldn't?
You guys know that's my bread and butter, and I'd love to make some good videos over on Ink Slasher. But for now,
W Ink.
That's all we know.
True. W Ink chat. Fucking awesome video. That was actually really interesting. Yeah, as I said, the original video will be in the topic in the description. Please support the original creator. And yeah.